Okay, here we are. This is video 5, 6. I don't even remember what number video it is on this M1. And a little side note on this M1 here. This M1 has the chassis, or has the drive suspension and handling suspension off of a M3. This was one of 5,000 only. This was a limited prediction run, and they've never made any more of these. It was something that the bean counters put a stop to, supposedly, from B&W. They started it. It got approved without going through all the channels. They made 5,000 of them and stopped. So this is a real rare one of 5,000, only one in existence, well, of 5,000. It has a special 4-cylinder motor with a manual transmission, because they didn't want to make an M1 outperform and kill the sales on their M3, which they could have done very easily. But because they used the high output 4-cylinder to the weight to horsepower ratio, this has a better weight to horsepower ratio than the M3. And this was like the raw, bare bones muscle car of this little style right here. So this is a rare beast. This is worth more now. It's a 2011. Got it brand new with the deal and everything like that. I think he said 40, 50,000. This is a 2011, and it's now worth 70,000. And so that was a good upsale. So let's get back to this. I went away and ordered a sandwich. It has been 18 minutes right now. See the timer? This is the timer counting down. So I've been away for 18 minutes. In 18 minutes, the pressure has only dropped 0.7. I am going to stack that up unless there is a leak. Well, I know there's a leak, but unless there is a leak, I would never be able to find that using a refrigerant leak detector or even the ultrasonic leak detector. So now, the next procedure, if you watched all the previous, how I'm going through vacuum and charging through with nitrogen through the high side hose, performing vacuum through the low side hose, because I'm going to do a sweeping action. So now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut off the high side. So that kills that. I'm going to keep the low side open. I'm going to bleed off the refrigerant before I turn on the vacuum hose. I'm going to bleed off the refrigerant. So let's make sure this is shut. I didn't shut that. And we're going to bleed off the, not refrigerant, the nitrogen, dry nitrogen in the system, because we're performing a sweeping flushing action to remove moisture. So here I go. I'm going to bleed it down. There it goes. So now it's coming down on the low side, and eventually the high side will show it. There it goes. The high side's starting to go. And then once they zero out, I'll kick on the vacuum. I can open that up all the way now. I don't have to worry about a hose flopping around in the breeze. Okay, so now we have zeroed out. Oh, and I could come out of the test mode, so let's exit the test mode at 20 minutes there. Let me go back into regular refrigerant mode. Turn it off, turn it back on. Okay, so now I'm going to shut off where I just bled out the dry nitrogen from the system. So you could see this step by step what I'm doing. So now we're closed off there. This is the vacuum, and the low side is open and the high side is closed, because I just want to pull from one side. So here we go. And now you can see the vacuum go down. And I'll keep that up until it gets down below 1,000 microns or so. As soon as it gets down below 1,000 microns, I'll just open up the other side to just keep on pulling and wait for it to go down more. I'm finished looking for a leak on this thing. Could not find a leak on this, so I will be charging it back up. And that's it. I'm going to finish eating my sandwich I just got, my roast beef sandwich. And by that time, by how fast this is falling, I'll be well under 500 microns. All right, I'll see you guys there.